Hi, welcome once again to another new video. This is SAHOO and you are watching SAHOO's tutorial. Here I am making with another mock test on English literature. This is the part 3. So before starting the session, I would like to request all of you, please do subscribe my channel and stay tuned with SAHOO's tutorial. So let's get into the video. So here is the first question on your screen. The first question is the protagonist of F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel, the magnum opus novel, that is The Great Gatsby, that was published in the year 1925. So this novel was published in the year 1925. This is the magnum opus novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald, the American novelist. Here is associated with which of the business. So who is the protagonist? You know the protagonist is here Joy Gatsby, who is a millionaire and who earns money illegally by so your options are here: drug trafficking, bootlegging, counterfeiting, and money laundering and sale companies. So the right options here is bootlegging. So he earns money by bootlegging. This is illegally. Now your options, your explanations are here that Joy Gatsby is the title or fictional character, the protagonist of the novel The Great Gatsby, that was published in the year 1925. The character is a rich millionaire who lives in a luxurious mansion in Long Island, where he often hosts extravagant parties and who allegedly gained his first fortune by illicit bootlegging. Okay, next question. Worlds in Collision. Worlds in Collision is the first book written by whom? He has also written Ages in Chaos. So these are the two novels written by whom? Your options are here: Immanuel Velkovsky, Italo Calvino, David Gutterson, Quintilian. So here Worlds in Collision is the first book written by Immanuel Velkovsky. This is the right option here. A is the right option here. He has also written another book, that is Ages in Chaos. Moving to the next question. The Cure at Troy. This is by Seamus Heaney. The Cure at Troy is based which play by Sophocles? Sophocles, okay. The classical writer here: Oedipus Rex, Philotetes, okay. Electra, Oedipus at Coronis. The Cure at Troy by Seamus Heaney is based on which play by Sophocles? So the right options here is actually B, that is Philotetes, okay. So Philotetes is based, has inspired, okay, Seamus Heaney to write The Cure at Troy. Moving to next question. Which play of the following themes is not associated with Joseph Seller's novel, that is Catch 22? Catch 22, okay. So who is not associated with, okay. So it paradox, mental health, morality, bureaucracy. So it does not deal with bureaucracy. It deals with mental health. It does not deal with morality or paradox. So here 1, 3 and 4, 1, 3 and 4, yeah. So 1, 3 and 4 are not related are not associated with. These themes are not associated with Joseph Heller's novel, that is Catch 22, whereas mental health is related. So here that is 1, 3, 4. So the option is here D, right answer. Next question. Explanation here that Catch 22 is a satirical war novel by American author Joseph Heller. The novel is set during World War II from 1940 to 1944. It mainly follows the life of anti-hero, that is Captain John Vessarion, in US Army Air Force and B-25 bombardier. Okay, next question. Who wrote Vile Bodies? Vile Bodies: Evelyn Waugh, Edwin Moore, Emil Bronte, and John Masefield. So you know that Vile Bodies was written by Evelyn Waugh. So here A is the right option. Next question. Explanation here: Vile Bodies is the second novel by Evelyn Waugh and published 1930. It satirizes the bright young things, the rich young people partying in London after World War I, and the praise which fed on their doings. And the original title is Bright Young Things. So what was the original title of Vile Bodies? It was Bright Young Things, which Evelyn Waugh changed because he thought that the phrase had become too cliche and was used in Stephen Fry's 2000 film adaptation. So Bright Young Things was the first original title, and then he changed into Vile Bodies. It was written by Evelyn Waugh and it satirizes the bright young things, the rich young people partying in London after World War I. Next question. An Indian English poet once remarked that his discipline and education gave him his outer, whereas his Indian origin gave him inner form. So that English poet once remarked that his discipline and education gave him his outer, whereas his Indian origin gave him inner form. Reflecting a part of this claim is a famous essay called "Is there native way of thinking? No. Can the subaltern speak?" You know that it was written by here Gayatri Chakraborty Spivak. Where do we go? There is a post-colonial theorist here. Can the subaltern speak? Gayatri Chakraborty Spivak, okay, post-colonial theorist. Where do we go from here? Some speculation. No. Is there an Indian way of thinking? Yeah. So this is the work. This is the essay. It was written by A.K. Ramanujan. Is there Indian way of thinking? This is the right answer here. Next question. Is in the remarkably crucial courtroom scene of Their Eyes Were Watching God. Jenny is called upon to speak. So in here in the remarkable crucial courtroom scene of their eyes were watching God. Jenny Crawford is the protagonist, is called upon to speak. Whose voice do we hear in the narrative? Okay, TK's voice, no. Jenny's first person voice, no. Phoebe's voice, the omniscient and third person voice. So this is the PYK questions. So here the omniscient third person voice, okay, is the here. So whose voice do we hear in the narrative? We hear the narrative, the voice of the omniscient third person voice. Okay, next question. Okay, now let's look at this explanation here. Their eyes were watching God is a 1937 novel by Zora Neale Hurston, and it is considered a classic of Harlem Renaissance. Next question. Who commented, a man would be fool to deliberately stand up to be shot at. A man would be fool to deliberately stand up to be shot at. As a response to the hostile reception of his last novel, and because of this, okay, because of which he gave up the novel writing. Thackeray, Dickens, Meredith, Hardy. So it was Thomas Hardy. Next question. Who wrote As I Lay Dying? Eugene O'Neill, Pearl Esbach, William Faulkner, Hemingway. So you know that the famous of As I Lay Dying was written by William Faulkner, and this title has been taken from Homer's Odyssey. This title has been, As I Lay Dying was taken from Homer's Odyssey, where Agamemnon is saying to Odysseus. Okay, As I Lay Dying is a 1930 Southern Gothic novel by American author William Faulkner. Faulkner's fifth novel. It is constantly ranked among the best novels of 20th century literature. The title portends to be derived from Homer's Odysseus. Okay, and the novel uses a stream of consciousness writing technique, multiple narratives, and varying chapter lengths. Okay. Who wrote Walden and Civil Disobedience? It was actually written by Henry David Thoreau, the American transcendentalist writer Henry David Thoreau. Next question. The fifth column, the only play written by Hemingway. Radio and TV, no. Churchill's autobiography, no. So yeah, the fifth column is the only play written by Ernest Hemingway. The only play is the fifth column. Next question. We have the following modernist novels by Ford Madox Ford. Okay, opens with Ford Madox Ford opens with, this is the saddest story I have ever heard. This is the saddest story I have ever heard. So this is the opening line of which novel written by Ford Madox Ford? Okay, The Good Soldier, No More Parrots, The Spirit of the People, The Heart of the Country. So this is the opening line of the famous work, that is The Good Soldier. The Good Soldier by Ford Madox Ford. Okay, here. Now next question. What did P.B. Shelley wrote in 1811 for which he was expelled, for which he was expelled from university? Okay, so what did P.B. Shelley what did P.B. Shelley write in 1811 for which he was expelled from university? Adonis, Aleister, The Necessity of Atheism, The Revolt of Islam. So Shelley wrote The Necessity of Atheism, and for this work, okay, he was expelled from university. Next question. A lioness has whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded to the dead. In which of Shakespeare's plays has doom been foretold by these lines? So here the right option is actually in Julius Caesar. So Julius Caesar. In Julius Caesar, this line appears. A lioness has whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded to the dead. Next question. What is the Duenna? What is the Duenna and St. Patrick's Day? Written by Richard Sheridan. Novels? No. Poems? No. Stories? No. Plays. So these are actually plays written by Richard Sheridan. Next question. Who is the author of the statement, a prophet is a seer, not an arbitrary dictator? You know, this was told by here William Blake. C is the right answer. Next question. Who of the following characters are Clarissa's lovers in Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway? Sally Seton, yeah. William Bradshaw, no. Septimus Smith, no. Peter Walsh, yeah, Peter Walsh. So Sally Seton and Peter Walsh was there. Okay, 1 and 4. So A is the right option here. So Virginia Woolf, okay, in who the following characters are Clarissa's lovers in Virginia Woolf's novel Mrs. Dalloway? Your option is your right answer is Sally Seton and Peter Walsh. So here A is the right option. Next question. Okay, explanation here. She married the reliable Richard Dalloway instead of the enigmatic and demanding Peter Walsh. She had not the option to be with a close female friend, Sally Seton. Sally Seton is a love interest of Clarissa's, with whom she shared a kiss, who is now married to Lord Rochester and has 5 boys. Mrs. Dalloway, published in 1925, is a novel by Virginia Woolf that details a day in the life of Clarissa Dalloway, a fictional high society woman in the post-First World War England. Next question. Malabar Caves symbolically represents evil, art of architect, beauty, natural environment. Malabar Caves here actually represents here it is evil, actually evil. So here evil is the right option here. Okay, moving to the next question. Salman Rushdie owns Booker of the Bookers for which work? Dimas, no. Satanic verses, no. Same, no. Midnight Children. For Midnight Children, Salman Rushdie got Booker of the Booker Prize. Next question, the word order in modern English became relatively fixed. The word order in modern English became relatively fixed. For which reason? What was the reason? It developed its inflection system. No. It developed its inflectional system. No. It lost its highly developed inflection system. It lost its derivational system of the word formation, or it developed its derivational system of word formation. Actually, it lost its high developed inflection system. Okay, it lost its so here B is the right option here. It lost its highly developed inflectional system is the right option here. Next question, dash is the change of the word from depending on its grammatical function. So dash is the change of words from depending on its grammatical function. Options are inflection, accidents, occurrence, flexing. So it is inflection. Inflection is a change of words from depending on its grammatical function. Here morphology or inflection in linguistic morphology, inflection or inflection is a process of word formation in which a word is modified to express different grammatical categories such as tense, case, voice, aspect, person, number. The inflections of verbs is called conjugation, and one can refer to the inflection of nouns, adjective as well as numerals, articles, prepositions. So an inflection expresses grammatical categories with affixation such as prefix, suffix, infix, circumfix, transfix, and apophony as Indo-European abort or other modifications. Next question, Julia Kristev's intertextuality derives from Noam Chomsky's deep structure. Yes, true. Michael Vact dialogism, no. Jacques Derrida, there is a difference, no. Ferdinand de Saussure's sign, yeah. So actually Julia Kristev's intertextuality was derived from Noam Chomsky's deep structure and Ferdinand de Saussure's sign. So here A and D is the right option here. So D is the A and D here. A and D is the right option. Next question, who wrote 6 character in search of an answer? Luigi Pirandello. Yeah, this is the right option here, Luigi Pirandello. Next question, who wrote Nightmare Alley? Thomas Love Peacock. Okay, next question, Salman Rushdie's novel was banned. Okay, it is actually Satanic Verses. So which novel of Salman Rushdie was banned? It is actually Satanic Verses. Next question, Aldous Huxley's dystopian novel, this Brave New World, is set in the futuristic world. It is the world state. So here, Aldous Huxley's dystopian novel, Brave New World, is set in a futuristic world of the world state. Next question, which dialect came into mainstream during the Central Middle English period? It is London. London is the dialect that came into mainstream during the Central Middle English period. Next question, dash is a combination of two adjacent vowel sounds within the same syllable. So there is the same syllable and there is the adjacent vowel sounds. So two adjacent vowel sounds. Technically, it is a vowel with two different targets. That is, a tongue moves. That is the tongue moves during the pronunciation of the vowel. Diphthongs, cardinal vowels, long vowels. So it is diphthongs. Diphthongs is a combination of two adjacent vowel sounds within the same syllable. Next question, who defines the semiotics? Semiotic, you know, which you would sometimes spell semiotic as the quasi-necessary formal doctrine of science which abstracts, which must be the characteristics of all science used by an intelligence capable of learning by experience. Charles Sanders Peirce, Saussure, Chomsky, A.J. Austin. So here Charles Sanders Peirce, semiotics. Okay, here A is the right option here. Okay. Which of the following characters is blind poet and storyteller in Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man? Brother Jack, no. Brother Todd Clifton, Revered Homer A. Burby, and Mary Rambo. So here Revered Homer A. Burby is a blind poet and storyteller in Ralph Ellison's The Invisible Man. The rose was awake all night for your sake, and knowing your promise to me. The lilies and the roses were all ever, and they sighed for the dawn and thee. The avalanche appear in which work? Prufrogno, Mott, In Memoriam, Series. Actually, these lines appear in work Mott. Okay, Henry James' creation as well appears in the Portrait of a Lady. The Portrait of a Lady. Okay, Henry James, the Portrait of a Lady. Next question, Dylan Thomas' famous poem Farnell is named after a countryside in Austria to which he paid Caucasian country. No. A childhood haunt of the poet's family of Devonshire. No. The Wells is a Welsh poet. The Welsh farmhouse where the poet spent summer holidays as a boy, or the Welsh Anglican Church. No. So there the right option is C, the Welsh farmhouse where the poet spent summer holidays as a boy. So Dylan Thomas' famous poem Farnell is named after. Okay, next question. And either I am nobody nor I am a nation. In which work of Derek Walcott did appear? And either I am nobody or I am a nation. Omeros, no. Swamp, no. Schooner Fright, or Goats and Monkeys. So this is the Schooner Fright. In this work, Schooner Fright, okay, the line appears, that is the, and either I am nobody or I am a nation. Derek Walcott's famous poem, that is Schooner Fright. The first part is narrated by from the perspective of of which of the characters in William Faulkner's The Sound and the Fury? The Sound and the Fury, Benjamin Benji Compson's, Quentin Compson 3, Jason Compson 3, Dilsey Clipson. So here the first part is narrated from the perspective of the which of the characters in William Faulkner's novel The Sound and the Fury. Here actually the Benjamin Benji Compson, and the title has been taken from Macbeth's here, The Sound and the Fury. Okay, next question. Which of the following statement is true about John Paul's the French lieutenant Sommans? Okay. Which are the following statements? Is true. The narrator offers three different ways. Yeah, it is three end. Okay, three ending. It offers three different ways in which the novel could end. Okay, okay, it's true. In the first ending, Charles does not visit Sarah, but immediately returns to Lim and to reaffirm his love for Ernestina and get married to her. True. In the second ending, Charles and Sarah have a rash sexual encounter in which Charles realizes that Sarah was a virgin. True. In the first ending, the narrator turns back his pocket watch by 15 minutes and Charles is found dead. True. False. So here 1, 2, 3 is right. Here 1, 2, 3 is right. D is the right. Here 1, 2, 3 is right here. Okay. Next question. Book 3 of Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms is set against which of the World War battles? Okay. Book 3 of Ernest Hemingway's novel A Farewell to Arms is Battle of Vittorio Veneto and the Battle of Caporetto and Battle of Isenzo and Battle of Arras. So actually Battle of Caporetto. Battle of Caporetto is the right option here. Okay. Book 3 of Ernest Hemingway's novel A Farewell to Arms is set against which of the World War battles? It is Battle of Caporetto. Next question. Okay. Sydney's approach for poetry is a response to following letters: Stephen Gossen's Socrates, John Lilly. No, it is actually a response to Stephen Gossen's The School of Abuse. A is the right option here. Okay. Structuralism is an intellectual movement in France, 1950s and 1960s. Studied underlying structures in cultural products such as text and used analytical concepts from linguistics, psychology, anthropology, and other fields to interpret texts. True. Post-structuralism rejects the structuralist notion that the dominant word in a pair is dependent on its subservient counterpart. True. Post-structuralist approach argues that to understand an object or text, for example, one must study both the object itself and the system of knowledge that produce the object. True. So here all the above are correct here. 4 is the right option here. Next question. In the 17th century, writes T.S. Eliot in The Metaphysical Poets, a disassociation of sensibility set in from which we have never recovered, and this dissociation is as is natural was aggravated by the influence of the two most powerful poets of the century. Who were they? Ben Jonson's Abraham Cowley? No. George Herbert and Henry Vaughan? No. John Donne and Andrew Marvell? No. John Milton and John Dryden? Yeah. So here John Milton and John Dryden. Right option. The label material feminism refers to the work of those thinkers who study inequality in gender differences. Only gender? No. Class differences? No. Both gender and class differences. Yeah. So both gender and class differences. It is material feminism. Next question. Identify the group of British poets who evidently draw upon new trends in literary theory such as post-structuralism and wrote poems that reflect on themselves and the language used in by them. Okay. Seema Sini, Michael Longley, Derek Walmehon? No. Medva McQuillan, Dennis Killick, Wendy Cope? No. Christopher Middleton, Roy Fisher, J.H. Prine, Donald Dave, Charles Tomlinson, Thomas Gunn. It is actually Christopher Middleton, Roy Fisher, and J.H. Prine. This is the actually PYQ question. So C is the right option here. Okay. Here. Which of the following modernist poets compared human desire for and poetic expression and female nature with jellyfish? Actually, it is actually Marianne Moore. Marianne Moore has compared human desire, poetic expression, and female nature with jellyfish. Jellyfish. Okay, ever changing. Okay. In T.S. Eliot's poem, The Love Song of Joyful Pupok, the titular character is compared to which of the Shakespearean heroes? It is actually Hamlet. So here titular Love Song of Joyful Pupok. Pupok is compared to Hamlet. Hamlet is the right option here. Okay. Next question. What does climbing birch? This is the birch poem. The birch. So about first poem. What does climbing birch tree symbolize? Okay, escaping the tedium of an adult life. True. Youthful joy. True. Emphasizing a sense of spontaneity. True. Associating with nature. No. So here 1, 2, 3 is the right option. Like D is the right option here. Okay. So here climbing birch symbolizing escaping the tedium of an adult life, youthful joy, and emphasizing on a sense of spontaneity. Next question. What does Iliad mean by here we go round and prickly pear? Where here we go round on the prickly pear at 5 o'clock in the morning. In his poem The Hollow Man. So allusion to American independence? No. Allusion to children's song? Yeah, it was a kind of allusion to children's song. Next question. Which of the following poems by T.S. Eliot begin with because I do not hope to turn again, because I do not hope to turn? These lines actually appear in Ash Wednesday. Yeah, Ash Wednesday. Next question, okay. Next question, which of the following novels opens with the description of an accident of a hot air balloon? Accident of a hot air balloon. It is actually Ian McEwan's Enduring Love. Ian McEwan's, B is the right answer here. Okay. Ian McEwan's, okay, McEwan's Enduring Love. Next question, Ajizan, a courtesan from Kanpur, a tale from the year 1857 by Ajizan Nisa by Tripurari Sharma, undergoing self-actualization, says, yes, I must complete what I have set out to do. I am not a mere woman. In order to make her impact by her attitude shift, she actually forsakes her profession to become a soldier. She forsakes her profession to become a soldier. Next question, the hermeneutics of suspension. Hermeneutics of suspension, you know that hermeneutics of suspicion was a term that was coined by Paul Ricoeur. Okay, it was to designate the postcolonial theory tendency to see theory and related reading maneuvers as global conspiracy. No, to describe interpretive beats that challenge and seek to overcome compartmentalized and cultural experiences. No, who following Marx, Nietzsche and Freud held that textual appearances are deceptive and texts do not gracefully relinquish their meanings. True. To describe a mode of interpretation that adopts distrustful attitude towards text in order to elicit otherwise inaccessible meanings or implications. True. So here C and D is the right option here. Okay, C. So here C is the right option. C and D is right. Next question, who amongst the following did a detailed analysis of Ezra Pound's long poem Hugh Sullivan Moberly? Clint Brooks, Efford Lewis, Raymond Williams, Harold Bloom. So here it is actually Efford Lewis. Efford Lewis here, okay, did a detailed analysis of Ezra Pound's long poem Hugh Sullivan Moberly. Efford Lewis. Next question, which the following is not a feminist novel? Asapurna Devi's Subarnalata is a feminist novel. Radham Krishnan's, okay, Lamb in the Whirlpool is a feminist novel. And Chudamani Raghavan's Jamini is a feminist novel, whereas Bani versus the Enemy Within is not a feminist novel. So here D is the right option. Next question, E. Cummings' poem Silence Feeling as since feeling is fast, he compares thought and rationality with anarchy, no, gardening, no, grammar, psychoanalysis. So E. Cummings' poem Since Feeling is Fast he compares the thought and rationality with grammar. So C is the right option here. Okay. Next question, Hart Crane's famous work, that is The Breach. Hart Crane's The Breach, an epic or long lyric poem, opens with an introductory short lyric ode. The introductory is dedicated to whom? Humber Bridge, Brooklyn Bridge, Tower Bridge, Seven Bridge. So Hart Crane's The Breach, an epic or long lyrical poem, and the introductory short lyric ode. In the introductory, it is dedicated to, here, Brooklyn Bridge is the right option. Brooklyn Bridge. Next question, Gertrude Stein, who has coined the, that is the world literature, lost generation. Gertrude Stein's Tender Buttons has been associated with which of the post-war artistic movements? Symbolism, no. Surrealism, no. Cubism, yeah. Basically, so here Gertrude Stein's Tender Buttons has been associated with Cubism, and Gertrude Stein has coined lost generation. Okay. Next question, Hope Mirrlees Paris a poem. Hope Mirrlees Paris a poem is a modernist poem which makes reference to advertisements. True. Literature, true. Music, true. But it is not. It doesn't deal with recipes. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 is right here. 1, 2, 3 is right here. Hope Mirrlees poem, that is Paris a poem, is a modernist poem, and it is a reference it is the reference to advertisements, literature, music. Next question, the term poetic justice was coined by Thomas Rhymer. Next question, which of the following novel deals with Biafran War? That is actually Hababa Yallusan by Chimnand Adichie, the Afro-American writer. Hababa Yallusan by Biafran War. Okay, this is Chimnand Adichie's novel. Which of the following modernist poems begins with an author's note where the poet declares a man in himself is city, and beginning, seeking, achieving, and concluding his life in ways which the various aspects of the city may embody. If imaginatively conceived and a city, all the details of which may be made to voice and its most inanimate convictions. William Carlos William Patterson, Robert First Mendingwell, David Jones and parenthesis, or HD by Orit. So it's actually here William Carlos Williams Patterson is the right option here. Okay, William Carlos Williams Patterson. Next question, who is the poet of Sea of Poppies? Sea of Poppies here, an imagist poem with free verse and musical cadence. Sea of Poppies is actually written by Ezra Pound. No. T.E. Hilmes, no. Richard Aldington, no. Hilda Doolittle, yeah. So Sea of Poppies is an imagist poem written by Hilda Doolittle. Okay. Next question, Wallace Stevens' poem 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird is inspired by which of the poetic styles? Senequin, haiku, tanka, limerick. So here it is haiku. Wallace Stevens' poem 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird is inspired. We have the poetic style. The poetic style was haiku. Next question. The following lines begin to which of the modernist poem by W.B. Yeats? Once out of nature I shall never take my bodily form from any natural thing, but such a form as Grecian goldsmiths make of hammered gold and gold and enameling, to keep a drowsy emperor awake, or set upon a golden bow to sing to lord and ladies of Byzantium what is past, passing or to come. Sailing to Byzantium, the second coming leg of in spring and Easter 1916. So it was sailing to Byzantium. Next question. In Walt Whitman's poem Out of Cradle and Leslie Rocking, what does the young boy witness on the beach? A musician singing about sea? No. A painter capturing the waves? No. Mockingbirds, a dead infant. So it is actually the boy is actually witnessing mockingbirds. C is the right option here. Okay. Which of the following is not true? Is not true in Dalit aesthetics as given by Saran Kumar Limbale. The agony, assertion, resistance, anger, protest of the Dalit should be expressed. Very true. Dalit Anubhav experience who take precedence over Anuman speculation. True. Sympathy for the Dalits should be generated. No, there is no sympathy. No, they do not want to receive any sympathy. Okay. Ungrammatical language different from the standard norms of expression should be used. Yeah, it should be used. So here C is the right option here. C is the right option here. C is the right option here. Okay. Which of the following is not critical study of William Emerson? 7 types of ambiguity. Yeah, it was written by William Emerson. That was published in the year 1930. 7 types of ambiguity. The Dyer's Hand, the Milton's God was there. Some versions of the Pastoral was there, but Dyer's Hand was not there. So here new critics, the William Emerson. So that B is the right option here. Okay. This is the last question here. This was a path-breaking feminist essay written in 1970s, which used hybrid terms like sext and chaosmos. Identify the author. Lucy Irigaray, Helen Sixus, Julia Kristeva, Samantha Weber. So here this was a path-breaking feminist essay written in the 1970s, which used hybrid terms like sext and chaosmos. Actually, it was written by here Helen Sixus. So Helen Sixus here is the right option here. B is the right option here. Thank you once again for watching this video. Please do subscribe. SAHOO tutorial.